Are you tired of being in a robotic relationship with success, with zero meaning or joy during the process, where your victories feel anticlimactic? If you're nodding your head yes, listen closely because I might have the solution that you've been searching for. My Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator, a 6-week, highly individualized one-on-one coaching experience designed exclusively for perfectionists like you. Your perfectionism is actually your greatest asset, and leveraging it can be hard work or take years of guesswork. That's why in Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator, I give you my key frameworks to taking charge of your Ferrari drive, proven to work even for the most type A, high-strung, stubborn perfectionists. In the first 30 days, you will cut your burnout in half, increase your professional fulfillment by at least 150%, and your self-compassion will go up at least 250%. And that is just your first 30 days. So if you want to save yourself years of trial and error, go to CourtneyLoveGavin.com/accelerator today. Or if you want to take the easy way, just click the link in the show notes to check out the Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator. Are you a little bit of a perfectionist, type A, hyper performer? Then you know that having the audacity to see an ideal and bring it into reality while breaking generational habits of hustle can be tough, but it doesn't have to be. If you are ready to burn bright instead of burning out, to lead without losing yourself, and to enjoy the life you have worked so hard to create, then keep listening. I'm your host, America's leader on rewiring perfectionism, CLG, and this is Perfectionism Rewired, the podcast. This is episode number 38. Last week, I introduced the concept of creating your rich reality and talked about emotional wealth, the false narratives and bill of goods that we have been sold after the episode went live. I realized that I would be remiss if I didn't share specifically what that's been like for me. I think that a huge gift that I give to all of you is not only disseminating the information around neuroplasticity and neuroscience in a digestible way, but also giving you my own personal take and personal experience. I did not believe until recently that I could be very successful in the material sense and also be very successful in the emotional sense with my feelings, how I felt about myself, my relationships, my health, my spirituality, all the things that having a life, I thought that one came at the price of the other. And what I've learned is that that simply is not true. We just accept that because it makes us feel better about feeling shitty and feeling bad. And I say this with compassion because I did that for a long time. There was always something that I was sacrificing. So whether it was my romantic relationships or my health or my sanity or my friendships or something else, like we have all those things, and I'm saying you don't have to sacrifice anything. You don't. We just live in a society that makes us think that. I was taught from a very young age that perceptions mattered the most, and what other people thought about you was way more important than what you thought of you. I believed this so much that I became a professional perception master. If you only know me as Coach CLG, and I had a storied career as a PR professional, public relations professional, marketing maven. And it got to a point in my life where I still wasn't happy. I want to break the stigma around you can have all the things in the world, but that still isn't going to get you what you're ultimately after. Unless you just want to have a bunch of shit and you don't have any feelings. And if that's the case, mazel. But I know that that probably isn't the case. What happens is that we lean on our things to make ourselves feel better. Sometimes it's not actual things. Sometimes it's your title, it's your career, it's having this many children, it's being married for this long. Sometimes it's being a martyr. Sometimes it's about how much you volunteer and how much money you raise. I'm inviting you, pretties, to just look at what it is that you are accepting and challenge it. You can be rich and extremely unhappy. You can also be poor and extremely happy. Those two things are not mutually exclusive. What I am proposing as the dream is for you to have all of the material possessions that you could want, have complete management over your mind and emotional freedom. In January, I was being coached about firing some clients, actually, to be completely candid. I was debating whether or not I wanted to ask some clients to continue on. I was asked, what is the underlying belief? I thought, well, why would I be turning away clients? These people love working with me. I've been working with them for several months. Why wouldn't I want to continue on with them? I thought that it meant something about me. And then as I did the self-coaching, I asked myself, I'm like, what is it that I'm really believing here? What's coming up for me? And what I realized is I thought some clients were better than no clients. It was an aha moment because I was settling without even realizing it. I've been someone all of my friends, people who know me personally, they would not say that Courtney Love Gavin settles for anything in her life. She's a go-getter. But subconsciously, my brain was settling because I was thinking some clients were better than no clients. I was accepting some love is better than no love. Some friendships with some of my friends is better than no friendships. And the other side of that coin is that I'm getting deep with you pretties right now. The underlying belief underneath that was that I also didn't believe that I could create new ones. So by me holding on, which I didn't, by the way, I dropped them all, holding on to those clients who were not showing up for themselves and not valuing the coaching relationship and are not at the caliber of what my best clients are, by holding on and holding space to them, what I was telling my brain is that I did not believe that I could create new ones, or that my next best client is already right there, or that I was deserving of having clients pay me who also love what I do. And they think that coaching is the best investment in their life, and they're happy to pay me. I know that some of my former clients listen to this. It is of no offense to you. What I'm saying is that there were all of these things that were brought up with myself. It's why I decided to intentionally start dating myself. When I mentioned sufficiency in the last episode, this is really important because we are fed so many things about abundance. One, I think the word is overused. And two, it is too huge of a leap when you are in insufficiency. This is according to the Courtney Love Gavin Institute of Insufficiency Research. Most people are in insufficiency in some way. And when you are living in insufficiency, going all the way over to abundance is that black and white thinking. So instead, ask yourself, what is it that you are thinking when you think about the material things, when you think about the money, the house, the job, when you think about whatever it is outside of yourself? And when I say yourself, I mean just you, your thoughts and feelings, and what's in your mind. What is it that you are thinking? What does it mean about you? And so this could even be taking care of your children. What is it that you think that means about you? That you're responsible, that you follow through. All of those things. I'm inviting you, pretties, to write down what those are. For me, when it came to my career, for example, or having a full coaching practice, to me, that was security. I thought that was security. I know that X amount of income is coming in every month. Or confidence. I felt confident that I was the head of public relations. Status, right? Status. Oh my goodness, this was such a huge one for me. It's why I waited so long to publicly announce that I was a coach and that this was my path and this was my soul's calling because I thought, what are other people going to think about me? Guess what? It does not matter what anyone else thinks about you when you decide to hold fiercely the opinion of yourself, knowing what that is. And your opinion of you can change, but it literally makes everyone else's opinion of you, even your partners, even your families, even your children's, even the governments, even press, even fame, like whatever thing that you think is the highest, what you believe about yourself is the most important. And when you think that you are broken or that there's something wrong with you, that is what I mean by emotional poverty. It means that you don't think that you're worthy. What I know that you'll get from this podcast is I didn't go around thinking I'm unworthy. You know me, pretties, or you'll get to know me. I went around thinking like, oh, this is what I'm worth. I would tell people know your worth because I thought that I knew that. I was not someone that was going around thinking like, yeah, I'm unworthy. I don't deserve anything. I'm a dog. I didn't think any of those things. And if you are thinking those things about yourself, there's no shame in that. Here we do harm reduction. I meet you where you are as your one-on-one coach. By the way, if you're interested in that, message me. One of my clients recently watched the Taylor Swift documentary. They had this epiphany where they realized that she's someone that has so much success and so many things, and she was crushed by not being nominated for awards, outsourcing your approval, outsourcing your worthiness. And what my client came to me and said is they said, I never want to get to be like that. That's something that we're working on, how you can create that sufficiency within yourself. And if sufficiency doesn't feel big enough for you, change the fucking word. Like when I say sufficiency, that you have everything within you, that like you are whole and that you are complete and that you don't need to fix yourself because there's nothing wrong with you. Can you improve yourself? Yes, of course. And if you want to improve yourself, if you want to grow, I invite you to reach out to me about one-on-one coaching. The only thing that determines the quality of your life is learning how to deal with your emotions and manage your mind. That's it. And when you recognize your power to choose your thoughts, the material and emotional wealth, everything that we are after in our lives is cake. Also, it feels fantastic. It all starts at our brain, and it's our thoughts and our feelings. And when you have those together, you start to become wealthy. And I say this because all of my clients end up making a lot more money. Things start coming to you because I can guarantee if your mind is unmanaged, your money is in some aspect too. You're just not seeing it. I have no shame in the fact that I was in severe emotional poverty. I also have no shame for poverty in general. There's no shame in anything. Like, fuck shame. Maybe that will be the name of this podcast. Who knows? Some people think, oh, well, that's just a luxury that I don't have, CLG. Like figuring out my feelings. I don't have the luxury to do that because I have children. You don't have the luxury not to. You can't afford not to. It doesn't need to be through coaching. That is just the modality that I know is most effective. And it doesn't even need to be with me. I'm just saying, take care of yourself. Take care of your mind. If you have guilt, just like ask yourself, is that worth it? Like, is the short-term instant gratification better than you taking care of yourself so that you are able to unconditionally love your child and for you to show your child that taking care of yourself is important and that when you are full, we're pretending that we're all cups, when you're full, you're able to pour so much more into others. If you have things that you want in your life, material, non-material, if you want to be able to not have anxiety, if you want to be able to trust people, if you want to be able to tell people no and not feel guilty about it, whatever it is that is in your heart, you have the complete ability to do that regardless of your genetics, of the shitty hand that you were dealt, of anything in your life. You have the ability to do that. You truly believe in your heart that you have something beyond than what you have right now. Come and talk to me. We can make it happen. Figuring this neuroplasticity stuff out, your life can be completely different by changing this one thing. I can show you how to do this in the most exhilaratingly effective and fun way. There's information at the end of the show notes about how you can do that. I will talk to you later, alligator. Have the most marvelous week. Bye.